So you're struggling with adversity and fatherhood. I know why you're struggling with it. I've been there. So I think the first thing to do is realize that there are two forms of fatherhood adversity. One would be internal, the other would be external. So I'm gonna say some of these, I bet you can relate. Internal fatherhood struggles would be maybe you don't feel valued in your role as a dad. Actually, I'm sure you don't because I read something that said about 60% of men, or maybe a little over 60% of dads, feel like their thoughts, their opinions, their role are not appreciated. They don't feel like they're taken seriously because of their role as dad, right? So that's a kind of internal adversity. Another kind of internal adversity would be if you feel like you are struggling between a personal identity and your role as dad. That can look like, you are afraid to go after your ambitions, go after your goals because you feel like it's going to interfere with your ability to show up as a dad. Or, that looks like you are afraid to want alone time, right? You're afraid to want to go to the cigar lounge. You're afraid to want to have your guy time. You're afraid to want to just be alone and do things by yourself without your kids being there because you think that's going to make you look like a bad dad. So that's another example of an internal adversity in fatherhood. This can all lead to a third adversity in fatherhood internally, which is you have self-doubt about you and your role. You have doubts about your worth in your role, and you end up becoming insecure in your role. These are all things that you probably don't publicize or say vocally to anyone, but you're going through this, right? So these are things that you kind of keep to yourself and you ponder on them and ponder on them, and now they become like internal crises. Okay, so the next thing is external adversity. That can look like financial. Maybe you feel like you're not providing enough financially, right? Maybe you feel like work is nuts and you're not able to, come home and separate work from home life. Another one could be like if you're like me, maybe you're co-parenting, right? And that presents its own complexities. Maybe another big external one is societal expectations, right? So maybe you don't want to uh, disappoint your neighbor, your uncle, your cousin, your mom, your coworker in your parenting journey because they may think, oh, you're supposed to do this as a dad, but you didn't do that, or you said that, you didn't say this. So now you're worried about how others perceive you in your role as dad, okay? So we're kind of seeking that external validation. And if we don't get it, we get nervous. The dad ego tells us we're not doing enough, right? So that's the first thing to know is the difference of the type of adversity you can face as a dad. All right. So the first thing I would say is embrace it, right? What we do is this: we don't embrace adversity because we label it as bad. And, the best thing you can do in life is realize that nothing is good or bad. It's equally good or bad, right? Just be neutral about everything. It's really just life happening. And the more you label it good or bad, the more you suffer when the opposite happens. So if you are labeling something as good and you're really like clinging to that, oh, this is great, this is good. Whenever something bad happens to that label, you're like engulfed in suffering now. And we do that a lot as parents. So the thing you want to do is look at adversity as just neutral. If you're going to look at it in any way, look at it as good. If you're going to label it, because if you look at it as good, you can see the glass half full. For example, I'm recording this video hoping to help anyone. It could be one person, it could be 1,000, who knows? This video can get 100 views, it can get 10 views. But in my opinion, if somebody saw this and resonated with it and it helps them in their journey, that's a win for me. But guess what? I wouldn't be recording this video if I didn't go through my fatherhood adversity. If I didn't go through a 3-year custody battle, if I didn't feel like my role didn't mean anything to people in society, if I didn't feel like, my kids' moms didn't appreciate what I bring to the table, right? If I didn't go through stages of feeling like that, I wouldn't have picked up a journal. I wouldn't have decided to pick up meditation. I wouldn't have worked on intentional communication. These are the things that help me better manage and eventually overcome certain types of adversity. Because of the adversity, I can now share and help others. That's why we have to look at adversity as a good thing. It's basically like your soul contract is saying to you, I'm going to put you through the ringer, bro. I'm going to literally put you through the ringer. But the good thing is, A, you are going to come out a better person because of it. And B, the other most important thing in life is, the first thing is learning. One of the most important things in life is learn. Learn, never stop learning. The second most important thing in life is use what you've learned to uplift others. Use that information, use those experiences to help others. Be of service, be of benefit to others. Everything else just comes of like extensions from that. Your family, the great time you have, the car you were able to purchase, your girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. Like all of this stuff really comes from two things. It comes from learning life lessons, and it comes from wanting to help others. If you live your life like that, everything will shift for you, I promise you, whether that be in fatherhood, whether that be in your personal life, right? Outside of your role as dad. So remember, look at adversity as a good thing, because your soul is basically saying, like, we are going to put you through the ringer so you can learn, but most importantly, you can take what you learn and help others. If you view adversity from that lens, you'll suffer a lot less, right? Okay. The second way I would say to embrace adversity is to let go of the role of dad. It's going to sound hella weird because duh, I'm a dad, he's a dad, my dad's a dad. I get it. But what happens is you get so caught up in the role that you forget that what you truly are is just like this infinite bundle of presence, awareness, right? When we get caught up in the roles that people give us, we suffer so much more because we're clinging to all our experiences in life that we had through that role. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I basically, at one point said this to myself. I said, you know what, man, like my life sucks. Nothing is happening. Like, I just feel like my sole purpose is to be a dad. I feel like I'm not meant to do anything else but to be a dad. So I really clung to that. What happened in fatherhood for me after I clung to that? 3-year custody battle. Went in debt because of that custody battle. Just to see my son half the month. Went in debt. That custody battle came with emotional distress, not only for me, but it put a strain on my relationship with my co-parent, right? My son's mom. That's a problem. It put a little strain on my relationship with my son because now, at the time, everything was transitioning. Now, oh, how come daddy is not coming on this day? Oh, now we got to go this day. Now we got to switch this to this day. It was a lot, right? Everything is equally good and bad. So one hand, you can say, oh, wow, you got to spend more time with your son and he got to spend more time with both of his parents. Like, that's a win. But on the other hand, I was distraught emotionally. I was distraught financially. There were times when I'm like, I'm giving up. I'm crying in the shower. I'm like, I can't do this. Why did I suffer so much through that? I suffered so much through that because I placed my identity solely on dad and all the struggles that come. This is dad, and this is custody battle. This is feeling alone. This is feeling not good enough, not being valued. All of these things came under dad. And because I tied my identity to that role, shit, man, it sucked. You know what I mean? I felt the pain 10 times deeper. You know, it's like, I'm going to tell you, it's like you punch the wall, you keep on worrying about the pain that's happening, it's going to hurt more. That's just a fact. Try it out. Don't punch a wall, but you get what I'm saying. Try it out. But if you punch a wall and you know, just acknowledge that that happened. Okay? Punch the wall, pain. Feeling pain, pain. That's fine. It's going to hurt, duh. But the amount of pain your body feels and your mind tells you your body is feeling is going to be significantly less than if you punch the wall and you're just like, I punched the wall. I punched the. It's like when you walk, it's like next time it rains a lot, go outside and walk 100 yards in the rain, but embrace it, right? So go outside and just, the rain is falling, it is what it is, and just embody it and walk with the rain. I guarantee you won't even feel it that much, right? As opposed to you going out and running because it's raining, it's raining, it's raining, right? So you can equate that to identifying and with a role. Stop clinging to these roles, right? You're a dad, you might be a husband, a boyfriend, whatever your job title is. You're a brother, you're a son. These are just roles that society said, here, because of the choices you made in life, we got this word that means this. Like when I close my eyes and I think of the word dad, what is that? It's literally just a sound. You know what I mean? I tell you one thing, when I sit in my room and I find stillness and I find quietness and I need to get over things that are happening in my life when it comes to parenting, the word dad is far from my vocab. I'm just trying to be a good presence. I'm just trying to be a good source. That's all I'm trying to be in that moment. The dad stuff just like comes along with that. But I say that to say, don't put all of your eggs in the dad basket. Remember that. You're like an individual, unlimited, infinite energy, awareness. That's what you are. Put your thoughts on that, and I assure you, you would be more compassionate. You would take adversity head on, and you won't drown in it. It's still going to be there. You're not going to transcend it, but you're going to better manage it. And as humans, like, this is what we're trying to do. We're just trying to better manage all the shit that comes our way. The last thing I would say is well, let me just backtrack. I know I have a journal called 365 Dad. I get it. But once again, remember, this is how we communicate with each other, right? So like my channel was called 365 Dad. I created a journal called 365 Dad. All of that is helpful to you, and it will be helpful to you. It's helpful to me still today, but I don't get caught up in the role. I don't get caught up in the word, right? That's just how we communicate. Just remember that. What else? The last thing I would say is to journal. That's another way to embrace adversity, is to journal. Like clearly I can sell you on my journal. Wish I had it with me. That was silly, but the link is in the description. But like I keep saying, just journal, even if it's not using the 365 Dad journal. The 365 Dad journal was created because I was going through some shit. I needed to write things down, and I wrote things down, and it helped me. So I said, you know what? I wish I had a resource like this. So I created a resource for everybody, for every dad that is going through it, every dad that wants to learn. Okay. just had some fatherhood adversity. My phone ran out of storage, and I had to go delete a bunch of videos to come back here. So here we are. Yeah, I think I was just basically saying the last thing is journaling, right? Pick up a journaling practice, and whether that be through the 365 Dad Journal, whether that be just through um, writing your thoughts on paper, journaling is going to help you, because it's going to help you to reflect and put things on paper that will give you emotional clarity that you don't get when you're just at work, that you don't get when you're at dinner with the kids, that you don't get when you're hanging out with your friends, that you don't get when you are parenting or whatever, right? So that's why journaling is important, because it gives us emotional stability and emotional clarity behind closed doors. So you can literally be who you are to your core without feeling the need to be someone else and put on an act. If you're journaling, there's no reason you should not be your true self while you're journaling. So that's why this is helpful. Another quick thing I would say is to overcome adversity you're going through in your role as dad is to look back at the times that you faced adversity before. So look back at those times and think about how you probably thought you were gonna like go down under, right? And then look back at where you are now, right? So sometimes I do that whenever I'm going through a funk, because it reminds me like I have all the strength and all the resources I need internally to get results externally. Sometimes when you go through adversity, all you think about is the external resources, right? Oh, if I had this much money, then I won't be able to get over this. Or if I had this type of car, if I had this, then I'll be able to do this. If I lived here. But in reality, none of that external stuff is going to come to fruition if you don't see it internally. So a lot of the times I look back, I'm like, yo, how did I get out of that situation? How did I overcome that? How am I here today? 90% of the time, it wasn't because of anything external. It was because I dug down deep in here and I was like, it's go time. So what does that look like? Getting on the phone and being vulnerable, talking to somebody, writing your thoughts on paper, journaling, same thing, meditating, going outside, sitting alone, going to the gym, taking a walk, eating healthy. That's what that looks like. And that all of that stuff starts from in here. You have to make the decision that you are no longer going to be a victim of your circumstances, but while you made that decision, you're not going to look for external things to solve it. It's always going to start here. And once you get this set and this set, man, the external stuff just comes like, it's like source is just like, here you go. All right. That's it for me. Sending you all light, as always. Nothing but light. I end every single video telling you this, but the universe is made up of 99.9% energy, frequency, light. There's only like 0.1% matter. So what that means is the information and the amount of essential well-being and light could never be replaced. So that's why every video I send you light. I'm sending you light. I'm deciding, should I finish my hike or should I just go home? I don't know, but this is my safe haven. I come here when I'm going through it. I come here to record videos, and I just come here to give appreciation to the life I have. So, I may hang out for a little bit. Deuces. You got this.